Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's webinar on how to market your dispensary. We're going to wait another 30 seconds to 60 seconds to allow some of the other attendees to log in, and we'll get started momentarily. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon if you're joining us from the East Coast. My name is Eduardo Silva, and we'll be getting started here now on this webinar, how to get your marketing strategy going for your dispensary. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to attend this webinar. We really appreciate it. And so we're going to get started now. So how to market your dispensary and how to use these tactics that we're going to be discussing today to get more traffic to your store. Wonderful. So on our agenda today, attract, engage, and nurture. Today, we're going to be covering marketing strategies that will help you attract, engage, and nurture new customers as well as existing customers. Once again, my name is Eduardo Silva. I will be your host for today. I bring with me around 18 years in sales and marketing experience. I'm really happy to be sharing some of those lessons learned along the way with you today. A little bit about Foot Traffic. So Foot Traffic is a digital marketing agency, been around for 5 years now, solely focused in the cannabis dispensary, delivery, medicinal as well markets, both in the United States as well as Canada. So all of North America, covering more than 20 states in the US as well as Canada. We're really, really happy for some of those customers that have supported us along the way, and really excited to be speaking with you today and sharing some of these lessons learned. Before we get started, let's just take a quick moment to cover some of the housekeeping items. We're going to be moving quite fast through a lot of content, very important content. So we ask you to take those great telephony devices, cell phones, social media, all of those distractions, and just put them on mute for the next 28 minutes. Also, take a quick moment and just familiarize yourself with the Zoom interface. So as you're probably noticing, there is an icon on the top. If you hover over it, you're going to notice that there's a Q&A button in there. That Q&A will automatically send whatever questions you have throughout the webinar directly to our host here, okay, and our moderators. So they're going to be addressing any questions as we move through the content. So be sure to get familiar once again with the interface, and then also stick around. We do have a few special offers we want to share with the attendees that we'll be covering at the end of the webinar. So once again, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, and let's get right into it. So cannabis is a product, and despite what many people may think, just like any other product, you need to market in order to sell it, right? So for dispensaries, that means having a marketing strategy in place is key for drawing customers to your store and increase your sales. Today, we're going to be going over and covering some of the different ways you can connect with your target audience, including both digital marketing strategies as well as traditional strategies for marketing. Most of these strategies we're going to be covering can be used in the United States as well as Canada. And although there are some restrictions in different states as well as in Canada, I would recommend that you check with the regulating agency of that state just to make sure that you're not doing something that could potentially lead you to a fine, right? So let's jump right into 7 different ways to attract customers. So first, where does that start on the digital experience of that customer, right? It's the website. So the first place to start when considering marketing your dispensary is a website. The website is your digital home. Think of it as the brick and mortar, right? But digitally. And it needs to be easy to navigate on any device for your customers, right? Including their mobile devices. So your website should have clear call to actions and an easy to find link to your online menu. So you can monetize all of the traffic to that store online. All of your contact information should be accurate and clearly visible as well. No one wants to hunt for your address, so you got to make it easier for those visitors. Your website should also feature places to capture visitors' information so you can engage with them in the future. We recommend getting both emails and phone numbers, though you can choose the one that works best for you and your customers. Your website is also the flagship for your digital media presence and your brand. So investing in your website to ensure that it is valuable for your audience while representing your brand effectively is vital to your overall success. To make sure this is the case, you should be also tracking data. Install Google Analytics to better understand how customers are using your website. And if you don't know how, reach out to us. We're happy to help create that analytics tracking for you. Make sure you're tracking number of visitors, number of unique visitors, length of stay, sources of traffic, and pages visited, right? The use of this data can really be helpful in creating more content or switch things around if you see that there are some trends on your website. Let's jump into social media. And social media is sort of a must nowadays. Social media strategy defines how your organization can relate to and really engage with the community, right, and your target audience. So you don't have to be in every social media platform. It's okay to focus your efforts on one or two and just concentrate on the channels that are most popular with your audience. Otherwise, you won't be able to invest the time in creating the content that draws that engagement. So to increase your visibility, make sure that your social media posts provide value so that your followers are motivated to engage with you. You should post frequently and about topics that your audience cares about. So take the time to respond to people who comment on your posts or who share posts and tags your brand. By engaging with your audience, they will engage with you more and they will be more likely to share your content in the future. So you can't improve what you don't measure. Use analytics to assess what's working and what's not working and why. So a tip here is make sure to include your social media buttons on your website, place social URLs on your receipts, and display them prominently in your store. You can even put a sticker on your window as well. SEO stands for search engine optimization, which is the practice of increasing the quality and the quantity of traffic to your website through organic search engine results. Now, organic search engine traffic is unpaid traffic that comes from Google. And when customers want to find a dispensary near them, they turn to search, and Google in particular. And if you want to show up in those search results, then it's crucial that you have a robust SEO strategy and a team to implement it. Otherwise, searchers will go right to your competitors. Search engine optimization shows that your page is relevant for particular keywords. So in our industry, that may be San Diego Dispensary, Detroit Provisioning Center, or Santa Rosa Marijuana Delivery. So optimizing your site around these keywords makes it more likely that people who are looking for your services will find you. When you do have a good SEO strategy, two things should and will happen, okay? One, you will show up higher in search results, and two, you will get more organic traffic. When you rank better in Google, it helps create brand trust and authority. It shows searchers that your site is relevant and that it may be useful for them. They automatically equate high rankings with high quality. So SEO is beyond important on my book. Let's talk a little bit about Google Ads. Google Ads is pay-per-click advertisement, so hosted on the world's most popular search engine. And I have here just a high-level overview of all of North America's Google ad campaigns that we have run, right? So this is an aggregate for the last year. Okay, so over $2.2 million in revenue driven through these campaigns by foot traffic. The investment total, $225K across the board. So obviously this is an aggregate, so the number looks as such. However, look at the ROI. I looked at this ROI of 10-to-1 return, and I thought to myself, wow, the S&P 500, if it only could return that much, right, especially in this time of day, we would be in great shape. We'll talk a little bit more about a case study here momentarily, but this is definitely just a way to just get you introduced. So when using Google Ads and using a Google Ads right, you can get your dispensary ads above all other search results. So remember what I said about SEO being really important? Well, Google Ads is just as important, because while you're building your authority, you can, in many ways, take a small shortcut right to the top of the search result. Think about how valuable that is. 93% of all internet searches in North America are done on Google. It's the most used search engine tool in the world, and the one that's most popular amongst your customers. So you have your ad set up right. You can start appealing to potential customers who are looking for a dispensary near them and send them right to your menu. While it's still important to use SEO to build your organic traffic and search results, using Google Ads is like hitting a hyperspeed on the advertising campaign. Plus, it has a predictable customer acquisition cost, unlike traditional advertising. So once your Google ad campaign is dialed in, you can determine how much you will need to spend in order to acquire a new customer. And this is critical. So now you may be thinking that dispensaries can't use Google Ads. I'm here to tell you that not only can you use Google Ads, but that you can create campaigns that will help drive more conversions and sales. Over the last year, as I mentioned, right, a total investment of $225,000 in Google ad campaigns, and we've returned over 2.2 million in revenue. Part of the reason that Google Ads is such a high ROI tool is that you're advertising to people who are looking for your services already. You're not putting up a billboard and hoping that someone who is interested in your product just happens to drive by it. Google Ads is targeting advertisement, which means that when somebody is searching for you, you are going to reach that person. In other words, they're searching for your product, you are there to sell it to them. When executed correctly, the ads can quickly increase your overall web traffic and help you drive sales. And at foot traffic, our customers can make anywhere between $6 to, any case, sometimes $48 for every dollar spent on Google Ads. That's up to 2,000% return on investment. Where else can you find numbers like that is my question. So geo advertising is also very important, which is sometimes called geo-targeted advertising or Geo Ads. And it's the use of display ads on mobile devices within a set geographical region. You've definitely seen them while browsing on your phone. Plenty of companies outside of the cannabis industry use them to increase their search, including Amazon, Wayfair, right? You've probably been on Amazon Prime looking through a product, navigated outside of that, and you keep seeing that same product. Voila, Geo Ads, right? Why? Because Geo Ads allows you to connect with new customers right where they are. So with the increase of internet use, online display ads help you keep your dispensary front and center with your customers. Once they enter one of your perimeters that you've created for your ads, they will see your ads. And if they use one of the mobile sites within the network, they will be able to engage directly with that ad and go directly to your menu. Again, one of the biggest problems facing dispensaries is lack of compliant ways of advertising. Our Geo Ads service not only addresses this concern, but makes the whole process seamless. We offer 3 different ways in which Geo Ads can help your business, and they can work well by themselves or in combination. The first is proximity, so where you are able to target a customer within an area of your dispensary or a delivery area. This is exactly This is an excellent way to reach everyone that's home browsing the web or playing apps on their phones or waiting in a grocery store line. Next is competitor targeting, which is the ability to target competing retailers to gain market share. This strategy is essentially trying to lure people away from your competitor. And then finally, we have geofencing. This is the ability to draw on a map around the area where you want to target. With less mobility and more people at home, this is the opportunity to target specific neighborhoods and areas. So billboards are an interesting concept, but in states that allow it, a billboard can really help increase the awareness of your business in that region, right? Why this isn't a targeted ad, while this isn't a targeted ad, or one that can be targeted in terms of ROI and measured, it can still help you cement a brand recognition and make you top of mind within the customers in a specific geographical region, right? So as long as they're driving by, they're going to visually see that. There's no way to really target it or measure the actual returns on it, but it certainly does build brand awareness. Mailers is another one. Sending out direct mailers with a QR code or a coupon code can help increase your order volume. If you offer delivery, you can send your mailer to an of age adults within your delivery zone. This is very, very good strategy as well. And if you don't offer delivery, choose a radius from your store to target. In an urban area, this may be as small as 2 miles, whereas if you are in a more of a rural area, right, a 20-mile radius may be a great way to target as well. Or even in a suburban area, right, a 20-mile radius could be a great one to drive awareness locally. Let's jump into engaging with customers. A loyalty program is a reward program offered by a dispensary to customers who frequently make purchases. A loyalty program may give you and your customers advanced access to new products, special sales, coupons, or even free merchandise. Now, why is this important? Because a successful dispensary relies on building a base of loyal, repeat customers. The cost of acquiring new customers is much higher than retaining or nurturing an existing one. So thankfully, technology makes setting up one of these programs easier and really effective, more so than any other time in history. So most customers today, right, use some sort of loyalty software or use iPads, which you can place strategically in your dispensary to capture customers at the point of sale. However, many applications integrate menu, online ordering options, rewards, and more. If you want to learn more about some of the different strategies we've seen work extremely well and integrate with some of the other systems you have in place, that's what we're here for, right? Guide you through this process. Put simply, event marketing refers to the process of using exhibits, presentations, or displays to promote your brand or products. Events can occur online or even offline. You can choose to participate, host, or even sponsor events. You can even promote these events through various inbound and outbound marketing activities. So events provide the opportunity for dispensaries to connect directly with the customers and clearly communicate the message that you want your customers to take away. They also allow you to develop a more personal one-to-one relationship with your customers and prospects. Let's face it, customers are savvy and they desire more than being inundated with one-way marketing communications. And so events provide a unique opportunity for you and your customers to get to know one another, but also get them familiar with your brand. According to Events Management Institute, one of the leaders in events for companies, they conducted a study and 74% of event attendees say that they have a more positive opinion about the company, brand, product, or service being promoted after attending an event. So event marketing should be an integral component of your strategic marketing mix. So leveraging a combination of online and offline events are a great way to boost your overall bottom line. So to be impactful, events must be memorable. Your events must be more than just simply a staged advertisement, right? To do well and when executed well, events can yield a handsome return and create powerful and lasting impressions with your audience. So providing your customers the ability to engage in a unique environment allows you to connect with them in a relaxed, low-pressure environment. So bottom line, you can create long-lasting relationships which will boost the lifetime and the value of your customers overall. Our last few strategies will help you nurture and also build those relationships, okay? So SMS marketing is the use of text messages to connect with your customers. And it's a crucial strategy to engage with your customers and build that loyalty with them so they will buy from you time and time again. And SMS can help you build a rapport with your customer base as well, because it shares important info, deals, and generally engage with your customer base right where they are. Something really important to remember is that 99% of text messages get opened, and most of these are opened within the first 3 minutes of them being received. So SMS is the best way to get right into your customer's hand. No other platform gives you that kind of access. And in contrast, only 1/3 of emails are ever opened, and less than 1% of Twitter and Facebook posts reach their intended audiences. With SMS, not only do you provide value to your customers by showcasing new products, perhaps promotions, right, sales, but you're also staying top of mind with them, which is very, very important. So no other strategy helps you engage with your customers in such a personable way. Plus, sending SMS messages is inexpensive, okay? So it doesn't cost you much. Combine that with a strong call to action to place an online order, and voila, you can instantly boost your sales. Emails, right? We talked about email not having the highest possible return, but it's still a very important strategy because it's a great way to keep your subscribers informed. And according to Marketing Sherpa, one of the leaders in marketing research, 72% of people prefer to receive promotional content through email, compared to 17% who prefer social media. Plus, 90% of emails gets delivered to the intended recipient's inbox, whereas only 2% of your Facebook fans see your post in their newsfeed. Your email and SMS lists are info that you own as well, right? So you don't own the social media profiles, and they can't shut you down at any point in time, which is obviously one of the challenges within the cannabis industry. And let's not even mention the negative impact that algorithm changes can have on some of these social media platforms. However, your lists are yours, and they provide you with different avenues to reach those customers, right? And also it boosts the overall equity and the value of your dispensary business. So build your email list through your website or even at your POS, and then use it to share deals, events, and your newest blog posts. The latest strategy we're going to cover today is reputation management. Online reviews are one of the most important elements of any local business's marketing program. Online reviews have changed the face of online marketing. Reviews bridge the gap between word of mouth and the viral form of feedback that can make or break you and your business. A well thought out strategy will help you develop active, positive participation amongst your customers while increasing brand awareness and long-term profitability. When customers are shopping at your store, encourage them to review your business. A little bit of effort pays serious dividends. Customers feel heard, and prospect customers get to see all of your great reviews, thereby encouraging them to shop with you. Reviews can also boost your SEO. Aim to get one new review a day and one ranking of a minimum 4.7 stars, meaning your average ranking at 4.7 stars. That should be your goal. To get reviews, you will want to make sure your bud tenders are asking your customers for them after a positive experience. You can also create flyers with the QR code to place it in their bags or re-engage customers with SMS to ask for a Google review. In terms of reputation management, you should check your reviews regularly and respond to both positive and negative reviews. And for negative reviews, try to take the encounter offline by offering your phone number. And if you are able to address the reviewer's concerns, they may even be willing to update the review. So remember that. They may actually change a negative review to a positive feedback instead. This happens really, really often. So we're so confident in the Google Ads management portion for dispensaries that we're actually going to offer a no strings attached 30-day free chat trial to showcase the impact of Google Ads and how you can actually increase your overall bottom line. So for the attendees here today, once again, a 30-day free trial in Google Ads. What this ultimately means is that we will launch it for you. We'll give you 30 days so you can experiment and see the results for yourself. So get in touch with us. We're going to put the link here in the chat window so you can get in touch with us, set up a meeting. Let's get you started. No strings attached here, right? So if you just want to launch a campaign with us, get familiar with how this works to increase your overall boost of clients and new customers, just send us a quick note. Let's get you set up. And then here's an example case study that shows the results of one of our Google Ad campaigns over a 30-day period. So we engaged over 238 conversions. So these are individuals that actually purchased with this particular campaign over 30 days, generating over really just about $35,000 in revenue here. And the investment from the customer, $1,168. It is an absolute no-brainer. So a $30 return for every dollar spent. If this is not enough, I certainly don't know what will be, right? One of the most tried and tested platforms here, and we're offering a free trial. And then let's stop here for quick questions. And please do feel free to chime on in here on the Q&A section with any questions you may have. Happy to address any of them. First question here. So how long does it usually take to see, your best possible ROI on Google Ads? Great question. So Google does not block necessarily cannabis ads. They just have a policy around not advertising drugs. So if you do have specific wording around cannabis, right, those are some of the ways that you have to be really delicate about it. One of the other challenges with advertising on Google Ads, and something we excel in, is actually getting you the best results. And that's why we're providing you a free trial. In the first 2 weeks of that campaign, we do a very conservative approach to really measure the best success possible on specific keywords that are relatable to your specific market audience. And so once we have that data in your first 2 to 3 weeks of the campaign, then we accelerate. And that's how we drive results. So normally we see first 30 days, a little bit more conservative. You do see great returns. But once we have that data, we can really accelerate and see exactly kind of what your projections will be. So I will say the second month is your biggest return. Your third month, it just goes up from there. And one of the things that we mentioned throughout this presentation is just how measurable this practice is. Any other questions here? Wonderful, wonderful. Well, great question. Thank you so much for participating. And once again, for sticking around, you do qualify for a Yeti tumbler. If you do work with a dispensary, do reach out to us. Once again, we do have the link here for the attendees, foottraffic.me/call. Just go ahead and schedule a call. Let's get the proper shipping information for you and quickly just validate that and send you your free Yeti tumbler. Once again, Eduardo Silva here with Foot Traffic. Thank you so much for taking the time to attend this webinar with us. We look forward to speaking with you shortly. Have a great rest of your day.